Rolling.
How are you doing, James? You good?
Very well, thank you, yeah.
So we had 2 events in March.
We did.
How did they go, first of all?
They went very well. I was very pleased with how they went. The Cardiff event specifically, we almost sold out that event, and it was our first event, so we were very pleased with how that went. The London event was a bit more difficult to get traction. I think that's partly because London's very competitive, but also the university we were doing it with didn't really seem as keen as the universities we have here. So we're very excited to come back to Cardiff. We've moved back to Cardiff, me, William and Alan, my 2 brothers, and so we're full here, committed. We're going to try and focus on the Cardiff scene, focus on Wales, and as I think you'll see from the interviews that will be coming out after this, we got some characters in, so we're excited about those.
What does it feel like being back in Wales? And obviously you were more aware of the climate culturally in Wales because we grew up here and we're Welsh, aren't we? So how does it feel, and how proud were you of those Welsh people who turned up at the last event?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know the culture of Wales a lot better. We've grown up here, we've lived here, we are Welsh. And I think that helps when you're trying to sell a service, sell an entertainment, sell a show to that demographic. I love being back. I'm a home bird, and we've moved back in all together, and being at home is lovely. And for those that know me know I live on a farm, so having that space compared to London is obviously a big change, so that's a nice thing for sure.
And the fact that you're doing an event again in the same venue as you did it last time in Cardiff, it's got to say a lot about how it was received by the people who are in charge of the venue and the viewing public.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the venue, the girls that sort of run the venue, we became quite close with them, and they enjoyed the night. They were here watching it, and they were definitely keen to have us back, so it's nice to be back. It's a great venue. I couldn't get over the energy that was in this room when we were running that first event. It was ridiculous. Because obviously I've been to stadiums, but then it's such a bigger space that when it's so concentrated, and there's also a bit of an echo in this room because it's a big hall, and it was just like, it's like the walls were vibrating. It was wild, so that was a hell of an experience.
Yeah. Those USW people.
Yeah, I think you've got to give credit to USW there. They smashed it out the park with their support.
As a businessman, I'm going to ask you what you felt went well from the events, what you thought didn't go so well, and what you're trying to incorporate this time to improve the event.
I think that everyone came, really enjoyed it. We got some great feedback. Everything that I heard, maybe it was a bit one-sided because they were saying it to my face, but they were there like, I fucking loved the night. This was incredible. And that was from the people attending, but also the people that were fighting in both events. I know that they felt like they came on massively as people, that they improved themselves, that they did something, pushed themselves, and that they were proud of themselves, and that they loved the process. So having that, which is the most important thing for us as a company, is making sure that we are focusing on our fighters and making sure that our fighters are getting the most out of this possible. I was very, very, very happy with how we did things on that way, and we're also here to improve it, which is why now we're offering workout and nutrition plans, and we're also back in the Cardiff camp, and I'll be there every training session, as Theo was in the last event, and my 2 brothers will be there as well, so we're making as much of a community as we can, which we think is important. So I think the promotion side of things needs to be taken up a gear because obviously we didn't sell out, so we need to get our name out there more, and I think that comes from just doing events again and again, and people returning because they did enjoy the event so much, and I think that we'll see a lot of that from the various people that did come last time, especially because we got some of the same names coming back. Some people like Brian Hughes coming back for redemption. I'm excited to see what he does. But also more. We got USW graduates as well.
Obviously, you were one of the fighters in the London event, and you fought.
Rather unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one person dropped out about 2 hours before the event. And I was there like, oh, right, well, I've said that there's going to be 10 fights on this card, and I haven't got anyone else to replace him. And the guy that he was fighting just happened to be within the same weight category as me, with a lot more experience. So I was there like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. And not too many excuses, but I was a little bit unwell as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I ended up going ahead fighting. That was it. I actually enjoyed it a lot. It was very good. But it's not ideal when I fight, although if someone drops out again, then I'll probably be back again.
And you won the fight?
I did win the fight. Yeah, I did win the fight. I was shocked. There's actually a photo of me, and I'm there like... I can't believe I won.
You won the fight.
But yeah, when I look back at the footage, I was like, to be fair, I think I probably did win that.
They say a good businessman knows all aspects of his business, and having done the fighting yourself, and obviously going forward you want to be fighting as well, it must have informed you in a positive type of way, you know?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, this is something that we do try and focus on. I mean, in the London camp, the boys that were in the London camp will know that I was training with them for a period of that, and I was turning up to every single session, even when I wasn't training. And then for this camp, I'm actually training for the whole process, and being able to get into the actual experience of what these fighters are going through as much as I can, and understanding their process will allow me to make that process better. One of the things that I learned from coming out last time was how electric the crowd is and how important it is to have that crowd. And so I think one of the things we did really well last time in Cardiff specifically was that we had seats all the way around the ring in a U shape, and I think having people that close to the ring is something that most white collar boxings don't do, because they tend to have tables, so it's a lot more sort of there aren't as many people around the ring, but having that intimacy with the ring is I think quite special. And I think the fighters that came and fought on the first event also felt that that was very special, so that's definitely something we're going to do again, and something that we're going to keep up, because it's the crowd is a special thing in these kind of nights, for sure.
Obviously we can't know the trajectory of a business, because each goal is a little goal and then it leads to a bigger picture. As far as your motivation towards this event and making it the best it can possibly be, what's kind of motivating you truly, spiritually?
Yeah, well, I mean, there can't be too much of a financial motivation, because there's not actually that much money in these events until you really do start to scale. And so I'm mainly doing this for fun. I do other things on the side. I run another business and I also invest. And so that's where I sort of that's where I focus on making money. But here is where I'm just doing it for the joy of doing it, for the joy of putting on a show, being a host, giving opportunities to the young people of Cardiff to do something that they've never done before, give them experience. And yeah, I think that would be my motivating factor, really, just making sure that I'm bringing what I think is valuable into my community. And that would definitely be people challenging themselves, people being honest with themselves, people attempting to discipline themselves. And so that happens to the fighters, but that also has a knock-on effect to the people coming and the people supporting, because by coming and by supporting, they are actually supporting those values, whether consciously or unconsciously.
Well, James, there's nothing more to say, but I'm going to end on a light tone. Anyone you want to shout out?
Shout out to Theo. He's out in Spain now, playing rugby. So I hope he's smashing it. He's living the dream out there, and he's just come back from Australia playing rugby out there. So he's getting plenty of sun. Bit jealous of that. But yeah, and shout out to friends and family. Shout out to the filming crew. Thanks, lads, for coming down. Yeah, so I mean, mainly the people helping me put on the event is Alan. Will's just made a sort of workout nutrition plans. So that's my brothers, and obviously the venue for bringing us back.
Thank you very much, James. I really appreciate that.
That's great. Thank you very much.